We are watching a replay of a guy that his name is Marasan, and he didn't hit Legend this season. He did hit rank 1 though, so he was very close. So we are trying to find some very small mistakes here. Let's see what is going on. So the mulligan seems to be correct. Let's see. Okay, so let's pause after the mulligan. You get Bluegill, Warrior, Divine, Favor, Consecration, and Cold Light Seer. That is a pretty bad hand. That is pretty bad. The opponent has a very amazing hand. He has Innovate, Wild Growth, Wrath, and Swipe. Jade Spirit is not that insane, but he has the much better hand. So I think this game is more or less decided by just the cards here. So you shouldn't be too worried about it. He's coining the Wild Growth. Why would you coin Wild Growth? I think that this is a mistake actually of the opponent. Because then next turn he has 3 mana, but he doesn't have any 3-drop, right? So he cannot do anything on 3 mana. So now 2 mana and the draw is the Rockpool Hunter. So you have no idea about the Druid hand, of course. So I would actually be suspecting him to play... basically we have the information it's Jade Druid, right? Because he played Wild Growth. There's only Aggro Druid and Jade Druid. I don't really account for the Giant Anaconda thing, but that's more or less the same. So I would assume that he's going to play Jade Blossom, that's the name. So I would assume he's going to play Jade Blossom, which would push me personally to play the Bluegill Warrior, which is a mistake here because he doesn't have any play for 3 mana. He doesn't have that Jade Blossom, but he coined the Wild Growth, which is really weird. I would have saved the coin in his opinion. I think the opponent already made a mistake. So I would either opt for Rockpool Hunter if I had the full information, but since he played that coin, I would actually be like, okay, I'm going to deny your hero power and deal 2 damage to your face already. So I would play the Bluegill Warrior. You make the better play actually. You play the Rockpool Hunter. Well, it's not a terrible misplay, right? You can follow it up with a Seer. It's okay to do this. So he draws Nourish. Interesting. And then he's playing Wrath. So that's alright. Not much to discuss. So you draw the Murloc Tidecaller. And for me, it's probably just the 2 small Murlocs. You cannot really do anything else. And you probably will do that. No, you play the 2-3. The naked 2-3. I don't really like that. You have Divine Favor in hand. You want to empty your hand here. And the naked 2-3 against the Druid. Against the Druid, you want to buff your Murlocs with this guy. I mean, you have no information if he has removal or not. Like, his hand is full of removal, so he would swipe probably your Tidecaller and your Bluegill Warrior. But still, I would definitely, especially with the Divine Favor in hand, I would definitely go for the 2 small guys here in the hopes that I can buff them next turn. It is unlikely, and from what you can see, that would also not work because his hand is just so much better. But I think playing the naked 2-3 against the Druid, that's no pressure, right? The other card's pressure. And you have the card draw anyways, so I think that's a mistake. So he gets the time now to develop that Jade Spirit. And he draws a card that we don't even know. So alright. Okay, so we get Bluegill Warrior here and have 4 mana. So you do the obvious trade. Do I even agree? Yeah, probably. Strongly disagree with your last turn play. That wasn't correct to play that Cold Light Seer here. You should have played the smaller cards to empty the hand. So given this situation and this hand, I probably would play the 2 Bluegill Warriors and hope for no swipe. Like, we can see the swipe here. It's obviously a mistake if you do that. But he has only 4 cards, so there is a small world where he doesn't have swipe. But whatever you do, you are anyways really far behind. Like, in my opinion, the mistake was turn 3 here. I think the game goes a completely different direction if you play the 1 and the 2 here. Because you have much more power on the board, you put 4 attack on the board, you threaten his face damage. That means these 2 get swiped, right? And then you might turn it. But so the 2 main points for this game are his hand is amazing and your hand is trash, and the misplay on turn 3. I don't even need to see the rest of the game. What happens then, that doesn't really matter, because when you make earlier mistakes, then the following stuff, that's just evaluation of situations where you usually should not be in, right? So I think, especially against the Druid, I don't like the 2-3 on the board. Let's see if there's any matchup where I would prefer to play the 2-3 only over the Bluegill and the Murloc Tidecaller if the board is empty. The board was empty, right, when you played that one. So that's also, like, the board is empty here. He just played a Wrath. So a Wrath means that there is most likely no Wrath for the Murloc Tidecaller, which is your damage pusher, right? This unit can go crazy. I still say that you don't always win the game, right? We see here he has the swipe. He might still win. His hand is the nuts, right? That doesn't change it, but that gives you a much bigger out to win the game, especially how terrible your hand is. And you want to empty your hand as fast as possible. So playing 2 cards here is not a mistake, in my opinion. And this one might buff Murlocs in the late game. It's really strong against Druid to buff the health. That's just, then he cannot kill your small Murlocs, right? So I think this was wasted, because a 2-3 on the board against Druid doesn't do much, and you don't develop any damage pressure, you don't empty your hand. That's what I see here, but still, I think it's still very likely that he wins anyway, because he has the better hand. Okay, that's game 1. Let's look at game 2. Let me check if... Let's see what happens here. So, wait. That's the mulligan? Oof, this looks really awesome, right? And the opponent... Wait. Why don't I see your mulligan? Was it not recorded or what? Well, okay. So, but it looks really awesome, right? You get the 1-drops, you get the Hydrologist, you seem to get double Hydrologist. Turian is not that bad when you have all the early game, because it's basically also the finisher card of the aggressive Murloc deck, right? So I don't think it's that terrible. The hand looks really nice, right? So the opponent also has a good hand. That's a good hand from a Druid. But let's see how the game develops. You start with the Murloc Tidecaller and probably coin the Inquisitor, which is what I would also do against Druid. They need the Wrath to punish that, right? I would not expect the Doomsayer to come down. Can you even deal with the Doomsayer? You get 3, no, you get only 4 attacks. So the Doomsayer really wrecks you here, right? Anyway, I think I would have done the same, especially given that we didn't have any information. We couldn't see the Doomsayer beforehand, so I don't think that's a mistake. And I usually don't expect Druid to have Doomsayer, right? So we had more or less the information that it's likely not aggro Druid. If it does miss the turn 1, then it's likely that it's not aggro Druid. But yeah, so that means you can only make a guy and hit 4 damage to the face. That makes sense, yeah. It's not that terrible. So I guess he's going to Wild Growth. No, he's actually opting for the Innovate. Okay, so he plays the Taunt. Yeah, that makes also sense. It's also a good play by him. Then the Wild Growth is a little bit awkward, but I mean, next turn he can Wild Growth and Hero Power. I suppose that's fine. So you play the Hydrologist and you get the Getaway Code, the Eye for an Eye, and the Redemption. How can I see your hand again? Not really. So you have Tyrion, another Hydrologist, and... Let's see. So I suppose you chose Getaway Kodo, and you probably just play it, right? It makes sense. That is probably the best play you can do here. Let me think a little bit about it. What does the Redemption do? Well, Redemption on a 2/2 against Druid, that's not that great. He can just hero power it, right? So he's playing Wild Growth and going for the Shapeshift. That makes sense. He hits face and he clears the Murloc. That also makes sense. And you get the Getaway Kodo value. Okay, let's see what's happening now. What did you draw? You draw Divine Favor. So more or less a dead draw. So you don't really have information about his hand. His hand was pretty good. So I think I would just go for double Hydrologist here, get 2 more secrets. The other option is Gentle Megasaur. That one kills maybe the 4/4, right? Is there any chance, like Wrath is pretty terrible if we go double Hydrologist here. Giving this hand, I suppose the Gentle Megasaur is better. I'm not sure if I'm too much tempted to do that right now because I see the hand of the Druid. Like, if I knew there wasn't... Was there any way he would have played Wrath? Maybe last turn he would consider to play Wrath on the 2/2. That's about it. I think it's, given this situation, especially also the Divine Favor, it's probably better to play the Gentle Megasaur. But that's super close. I can also understand the double Hydrologist. So, and you pick... I would pick 2 different secrets here. I would not pick double Getaway Kodo, because the Getaway Kodo has kind of anti-synergy here with Divine Favor. I would go for another Redemption here, just to have minions on the board. But that's a smaller mistake. I don't think that's doing the game decision here. So he does the trade, actually. That is a little bit weird, because then you just trade back, right? And he plays Aya. Aya is a powerful play, definitely. Definitely correct also by him, I would say. When you can develop Aya, you just develop Aya. Okay, so 5 mana here. 2 Getaway Kodos, the Divine Favor, the Bluegill, the Murloc War Leader. This turn is interesting. This turn might be game deciding. Well, this can be a huge swing, right? I suppose, from what I see in your hand, it's gotta be Gentle Megasaur Getaway Kodo, right? Can we make anything special with the... I also like Bluegill Warrior, Murloc War Leader, right? And we can trade the 4/3 in the 1/1, or we can opt for trading his Taunt away and the Aya, leaving him with a 1/1 and a 2/2. I like the value trade slightly more. Playing Bluegill and the War Leader and trading here and having then the 4/2 and the Murloc War Leader. But then he can... What can he do? Let's assume he doesn't have any board clear like Swipe or Wrath. He can trade with the Aya and the Murloc War Leader. That's his only out, right? To kill the War Leader. Gentle Megasaur also seems really nice, right? If you can get Divine Shield or Health, it's really, really good. Okay, let's see what you do. I think these are the 2 options, and they are debatable. Strong, like debatable, equally strong. It's very hard to foresee which one is better, I think. You lose 2 cards here. You don't really lose 2 cards here because the Getaway Kodo will give you something back. Likely the Gentle Megasaur. I think getting Gentle Megasaur back against Druid is very, very good, because Druid has issues dealing with big minions. This is a rather big one. So, okay, wait, you just do this trade. No. That's incorrect. Just, the trade looks good, but you can get more value, right? You can either play the Gentle Megasaur or you can go for the Bluegill and for the War Leader. So that is definitely incorrect to just trade there. So, okay. Or you opt for the Aya kill. I don't like it that much. I would have gone for the value play here. Because then he just has a clean trade to the War Leader on board, and you are not really the value deck. I think I like the other plays more. I think it was also better to... I think the gentle Megasaur is my option here. So he played... What did he play? Why can I not see that again? He played Jade Blossom from the top. Is that correct by him? He is at 7 mana. I don't think that's correct. He doesn't have anything to do with 9 mana. Well, he can go for Druid of the Claw swipe. I think I would actually charge in that Druid of the Claw here to kill the Murloc War Leader and then have these 2 tokens left over. Seems much stronger than developing just a 3/3. But that's also mine. I think he made a mistake also there. He's... Okay, Hero Power. Okay, yeah, that's arguably better with the Hero Power. I didn't even consider that. Yeah, that's alright. Especially because you can play 2 things next turn. You top deck the Kodo and immediately play the Kodo. Is that correct even? Let's see. You get the Kodo. Here's a 1/1 and a 3/3. The Kodo is not terrible. You have 6 mana. The other option is Gentle Megasaur Hero Power, which I also don't like. Yeah, the Kodo is definitely correct here. And what about Getaway Kodo? Yeah, you probably want to empty your hand. It's not good, but I would also play it. I agree with your turn here. So he gets Wrath and plays... What does he play? He hits face and then swipes your Kodo and uses the Hero Power again. So he's really getting value out of these Hero Powers. And you get that Kodo back. And that's it, what he does. I would definitely have played the Druid of the Claw. Like, I would not... Like, he won't board... Like, he's not playing perfect there. Definitely not, I would say. I would have done it. He even has the cycle with the Wrath and can buff it. Like, I mean, if he had reason to believe that you had exactly, I don't know, Equality Consecration or Sunkeeper Tarim in hand, but that just doesn't work, right? I mean, so anyways, you just re-Kodo and wait. You just replay the Kodo? What do you draw actually? You draw the Rockpool Hunter? You guys can actually also watch the replay there. I'm gonna share the link. It is turn 7. The other option is to go for Rockpool Hunter, Gentle Megasaur, Getaway Kodo. I think I like that more. That spends 7 mana and gives you better stuff from the Getaway Kodo. You have the plus health option from the Gentle Megasaur. You have the +1/+1 option from the Gentle Megasaur. You have the Divine Shield option from the Gentle Megasaur. You have the Death Rattle option from the Gentle Megasaur. Even the attack option is decent because then the trade is even. How does he deal 4 damage to the Gentle Megasaur? You don't know. You have seen one swipe, right? You've seen one swipe. You've seen one Wrath. I definitely go for Gentle Megasaur. I don't think that at this point Kodo is correct. I go for Gentle Megasaur, Rockpool Hunter, Getaway Kodo. Even if you get the Rockpool Hunter back, that's not that terrible against Druid. You already have the Tidal Hand Hero Power. Spend more mana here. Look at all your cards. You have 6 cards in hand and he has 3. You want as much board presence as possible. I mean, the 3/5 is nice against the 3/3, I agree. But not when you can empty your hand so much in this situation. And probably, like, I assume in most of the cases the adaptation will be really good, right? In the worst case, you get something like Stealth, and your Murloc lives another turn. And the 5/4 is just really good against Druid. I think that's the play here. So I kinda disagree with your Kodo play here. That's too little pressure against the Jade Druid. He can just develop however he wants to, right? So, alright, so what does he do? He hits your face. And then I suppose he finally develops the Druid of the Claw. That Druid of the Claw should have been on the board, I don't know, 2 or 3 turns ago. That's also very bad here. And then he's probably cycling another Wrath, which makes sense. It's okay with me. And then he gets the Auctioneer, and he will probably go for the Jade Idol. So he denies you the value trade with your Kodo into his 3/3, and then he's going for the Shapeshift. It's okay to save the Jade Idol now for the Auctioneer. Now you can see he's going to get some strong combo stuff. And now it's turn 8, and you don't play Tyrian Fordring. Are you kidding me? You play the 1-drop, so you now you're spreading with the Murlocs and the Gentle Megasaur when he has 2 good minions on the board. No, you should have done that last turn. I mean, it's still a great play here, but Tyrian is also just better. How does he get to 6 damage? He needs to hero power. Tyrian is also just better on turn 8. This could have also been a great turn 9, right? Maybe even getting more Murlocs. No, I disagree. Tyrian is just better here on turn 8. So 2 mistakes in a row, in my opinion. That can really change the game completely. But he gets a really, really good draw here, right? He gets really lucky here with the Auctioneer, Innovate, Jade Idol, Earthen, Scales. Anyways, what does he do? He draws. He probably innovates. This is a good draw. I'm not sure. Okay, he gets even the swipe from the top and can now swipe this guy and trade here and here. So he has the empty board, probably. Does he go for that? Let's see. It's fine with me. Wait, what? He swipes that one. I guess it doesn't matter if he wants to trade anyways. Yeah, it doesn't matter. The way he swipes. Now he has the uncontested Auctioneer on the board, which is really terrible for you. You play Tyrian. No, Tyrian should have come down the last turn. Like, usually the Tyrian on turn 8 is the best play. And the Murlocs should have come down on turn 7, in my opinion. So he spreads... Wait, what? He top decked another Jade Idol. The Auctioneer is now uncontested. It would have been contested with Tyrian's weapon, right? So Tyrian's weapon would have been able to deal with that Auctioneer. And now it's just like the rest of the game now doesn't really matter that much to me. Like, I think now we are kind of evaluating stuff where you shouldn't be in. So you have still a chance actually to win here. Sunkeeper Tarim is making a good comeback for you, right? But like the Auctioneer with all the spells and the draws, he will just make many Jade Golems, right? Did he shuffle already? I'm not quite sure if he shuffled already, but he gets all the draws and stuff. Like, he shuffled once, right? There are so many Jade Idols, and you cannot really come back. What do you do against all these guys now? You don't have Equality Consecration. And you played Tarim already last turn, which might have been also a small mistake. I'm not quite sure about that. But I think the important stuff happened here in these turns which looked kind of innocent. This play here, where you play the Kodo, it looks really innocent, right? You are like, I'm just gonna play that Kodo again. But you lose a lot of tempo there, in my opinion. And he also didn't play it perfectly. Let's go for the last match. I think you have a really great chance winning that match if you play the Murlocs earlier. Okay, yeah, mulligan perfect. Not much you can do about it. You get double Hungry Crab. You have Hungry Crab in your deck. Alright. That might actually be a mistake. I think it's not the time to play double Hungry Crab. Do you even start with Wildfin when you have double Hungry Crab in your hand against the Druid on turn 1? That's arguably weak, because you cannot... I mean, do you really want to kill your 1/3 Murloc on turn 2? Well, some weird discussion, kinda. You wanna kill the 1/1, but he's just going to hero power that one down usually, right? But let's see what he does. He might just coin a Jade Blossom here. But this is... Like, here in the game, the Hungry Crabs should really be in your deck, and I think I would start with a Hungry Crab. Because you have 2, right? So he's going... Okay, he's going to do that Jade stuff. So now you definitely do this trade, hit one face and play the Hungry Crab, right? That's gotta be happening here. You need to eat your own minion here. Yeah, you're doing that. Okay, good job. So he swipes now. Yeah, it's also understandable. You still have one Murloc left, and you go again with the crab, right? Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. That makes sense. That's the best you can do with your crabs. And he's at 5 mana now and plays the big taunt. Okay, this might be a very interesting turn here. You have 5 mana. No easy way to deal with this taunt, right? Equality is a thing, but then you also lower your 3/4. And you do have Equality Consecration, which is really nice against Jade Druid. I think this is really tough to see. But since he just swiped, I go for Aldor Peacekeeper Hero Power, and you probably go for True Silver Trade, I assume. Yeah, you go for True Silver Trade. I can see that. I can see that you would do that, but that's a mistake. Because he just swiped, you want to spread your board. You play the 3, lower his attack, make an extra guy. He cannot deal with your small minions. And you can already put 3 damage into that one, and you have 2 other minions on the board that also have 3 attack. Against Druid, you want to play your minions. And you do have the Equality Consecration also, so this is a mistake. This is where you lost the game. Or this is, let's say, where you can do it much better. Because look at your hand. You have 2 equalities, the Consecration and the Peacekeeper. That is all very, very strong against his huge minions. And 2 equalities really pushes you to spread the board out. And True Silver is the only card that is not giving you any board presence, and that is kinda weak against his huge taunts, right? What does True Silver Champion do against the typical turn 6 Jade Behemoth, right? You can really expect the Jade to play Jade Behemoth on turn 6. I mean, we see that he has 2 here in hand, but still, that's the typical turn 6 Jade play, right? So, yeah, True Silver Champion trade here, that's a mistake. That you should play Aldor Peacekeeper trade and make an additional guy. You use all your mana, you develop that additional 3/3. That's much better than killing his guy. Especially he doesn't have any way to heal, he doesn't have any way to buff. It's Jade Druid. It's just much better the other way around. He even can now... he even goes for Aya over the Jade Behemoth. But yeah, I mean, he still has the time, right? You're not pressuring him. And now you draw the second True Silver Champion. Your draw is also kind of awful. That also contributes here to the loss. But I think you had a much better chance when you played the Aldor Peacekeeper on turn 5. So now you make a guy, and now you probably play the Peacekeeper into the Aya. No, you attack the Aya with the True Silver. Yeah. And then what do? Let's see. Then you play the Peacekeeper, what? No, then you equip the other True Silver Champion. Yeah, this is a situation you shouldn't be in it. It's already, like, I'm not that interested anymore in the game. I mean, equipping the True Silver, that's arguably okay against these minions here. But, let's see. Can we actually kinda see how the game develops when we play my game, right? Or my turns. We play the Peacekeeper, we keep the Hungry Crab alive. This is a 3/3 and this is a 1/3, right? This is a 1/1 and we do have one additional 1/1 taunt. Let's say he plays Aya. Would he play Aya on that board? He wouldn't play Aya on that board, right? Because we have 2 3/3s on the board and 2 1/1s. He doesn't play Aya on that board, I don't think. he will play the Jade Behemoth instead. So instead of Aya and the 2/2, he gets the Jade Behemoth and the 2/2. So he has a 2/2, a 1/3, and Aya. And you have 2 3/3. No, not Aya. The 3/6. The 3/6. And the 2/2. And you don't have the True Silver equipped. So you have still 2 True Silvers in hand. But it's much better mana-wise, right? You have seen a swipe already, so I think then a hard consideration is equality, actually, because you have 2 equalities. So it's between equality True Silver or True Silver Guy. With True Silver, you can use 1/3/3 kills the 1/3, which is his taunt. The other one kills his 2/2. And probably the 1/1s and the True Silver kill the 3/6. That is much better. You keep the board presence and you can make another guy. Is equality maybe better? You keep then a 3/1, 2 3/1s, and 1 additional 1/1. That's also very tempting when you have the 2 equalities. I cannot really see what is better. It's very hard to see which line gets better, but I think you have a much better chance here. Like this turn, you need to see that against Druid, you need to develop the Alder Peacekeeper here. Especially because you get an additional guy, and also with the information that he did swipe already. That is really important. If he didn't swipe already, I might opt for no, but still I like the Peacekeeper so much more. Like just your hand, just double equality and consecration. That is all against the big stuff. The Peacekeeper needs to tempo out here. That is the mistake. So this is what I would have done. What I would have done differently in your games. Yeah. And I think there was definitely 1 or 2 of these games were definitely winnable also.